Yo, I'm back for another show. I gotta run to the bathroom, yo. We gonna talk about Nicki Minaj. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Man, let me tell you, we're gonna talk about Nicki Minaj. We're gonna talk about these Epstein Files. Let's talk about some of this Hollywood stuff. Man. Yo, y'all hear about that representative that was what's this chick do? She got this crazy large real estate portfolio. And her husband he started as a consultant. Oh my gosh. I'm like, dude, you can't make this stuff up. But we gonna get into it. Definitely like, subscribe, follow. You know, I ain't gonna run this too long. You know how they get. Like, Eric, YouTube gonna turn around and try, like, can't monetize you. You started off bad, and I gotta go in there and fix it. Go ahead, remove it. Taken away from the whole stream. But it's all good. It's all good, baby. It's all good, baby. I'm just getting situated. Please let me know if you like this new way I got this layout, man. I decided over here I was gonna keep the videos for you guys. Let's go. Oh. Yeah. Man, Nicki Minaj got all of y'all tripping. Nicki Minaj got all of y'all tripping. Nicki got y'all tripping. Yup. Nicki got y'all tripping. Y'all in emotions. Y'all in feelings. Feelings. Y'all in feelings. We're going to talk about these feelings that y'all be feeling. All of these different feelings that y'all got about Nicki Epstein. All of these different feelings. Yeah, baby. Let's set up this goal. All of these different feelings. Why is it that people cannot grow? Why is it that we gotta always stay the same? Like, why is it? You see Nicki Minaj, she comes out, she only standing for Christian stuff. She like, hey man, these Christians getting slaughtered over here. Why is it that why is it that they love debauchery? They like insanity and craziness. Why can't we just say, oh, that's a good thing to stand for Christians. That's a good thing to stand for Christians getting slaughtered. No, you with Trump, off with her head. Dude, I ain't gonna take too long on this, but real talk. Please, if you are watching it, jump through the chat and ask me. Like, I don't know. Like, why? Tell me why. Why is it that the chick can't just stand for something? Does she has to be perfect, I guess. Y'all like, oh no, Nicki, you ain't perfect. You ain't perfect, Nicki. No, you did the anaconda. And I love that anaconda. Anaconda don't want none. I mean, but why? Why can't she just come out and be like, hey, I'm feeling this type of way about this stuff, and I think the Trump administration should do something about this. Oh no, look at Nicki. She with Donald Trump. She's with Donald Trump. Nikki, we don't like you no more. You were Trump. You're a Trumpian. We don't like you no more, Nikki. Like, why?
I'm a liberal, but I will say this. Republicans are better when the shit finally goes down. That's true. Like, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm switching sides immediately. Immediately. And so would you. If you're a liberal, which side do you want to be on when the zombies come? You want to be with a group that includes everyone? I don't think so. That group will die quickly. No, you want to be in the group that loves guns and hates outsiders. That's the group. That's the group. Fucking liberals wouldn't make it. The zombies would come and liberals would be like, let's just let them in. They're a marginalized group. Let's just let them in.
He ain't lying. Because they do the most stupidest, off the chain crap. Like, some things don't make sense. For real. Yeah, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. Go.
Let's just let the zombies, the alive impaired. Let's just let them
in. Let's just let them in. Let's let the zombies come through. Yeah. All you zombies, come on through right here. We know we feel for you. They're not feeding you. Pesty Americans. Come here, get food. I mean, you know, you're talking to the same people that protested for a free Palestine, and the Iran that they protested, the Palestine they protested for is backed by Iran, and Iran now has about 30,000 Iranians missing or dead because they're quashing their uprising. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. What be going on, bro? Like, what be going on? What be going on? Like, what y'all thinking about, bro? Like, what? Tell me this. If you're a liberal, I'm open to hear what you got to say. Because I'm trying to figure out, why can't we keep the people that's bad out? Why? And I know why. I think it's all fear. It's all fear. When I say all fear, dude, they rule by fear, emotional manipulation. When they said, I will have you voting Democrat for the next 100 years, LBJ said it, Lyndon B. Johnson said it, he said it on the heels of Kennedy's assassination. He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. So you got the few and you got the very, very few. Black Republicans, black conservatives. You can't be have so much empathy that you don't have logic. You can't have so much logic and rules that you don't have empathy. And I think Trump displays that when he pardons people and been pardoning people all through, whether you like who he pardoned or didn't. I don't care. I mean, it's your opinion. You don't like it. I get it. But every president's pardoned people. And that's showing of empathy. But dude, if they don't get that stuff under control, it's spreading like fear right now. It's spreading. And they just don't like him. They don't like him. Oh. I'm like, why? 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 Why can't we all just get along? Why can't we just love each other? Yeah. Why is it impossible? But you know, first we're going to talk about Nicki Minaj, man, because this is my thing. Nicki has people, they don't like it when people grow. That's the thing. You can start off as a liberal like most people start off, and a Democrat, freewheeling. You're like, everybody needs to be this. Everybody should have this. And you got to realize this. I'm going to pull this real quick because this guy said it, and I want you to really get this, absorb this.
God did not establish the government for the government to make everybody equal. That is impossible. And the government that tried to do that have put us in debt that we could never repay. And instead of us being equal, there's more division and more infighting a nation than ever before. So we must get our idea and definition of right back. Now, let me tell you what you have a right to. You have a right to life.
Now, when he's saying equal, he's not talking about black and white, not being equal, this is more of a economic discussion than anything else. And you guys look at it and say, no, it's about a race discussion, but you have to realize we're not dealing with racism. We're dealing with classism or classism. I don't say imperialism, classism. And also in a republic right now where citizenship is valuable and nobody values their citizenship anymore. So you're a citizen of the country. You're here and you have certain rights. So what are those rights? Look.
You have a right to liberty, and you have the right to pursue happiness.
Well.
You do not have a right to happiness, but you do have a right to work toward it. We don't have a right to eat. The Bible says if any man don't work, he don't have no right to eat. Men, we got to stand on the truth. Got to teach our young boys and girls what's growing up.
Now, when you say food, I hear some of y'all already out there. What do you mean he don't got a right to eat? He don't got a right. He has the right to pick up food and eat, but he doesn't have the right for me to provide the food for him to pick up and eat. He has to provide that for himself. Now, if God tells me, hey, Leon, go do this and that, you've been in real estate, you know what people need over here, and I go do it, then I'm following what he tells me. If you say give him the food, give him the food, but it's not a requirement. You don't take it from me by force. You don't make it a requirement of me. And that's the biggest part. You feel a lot of this thing going between the left and the right is they feel on the left that this is a requirement and we're all supposed to flip the bill. And it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. But they want it to work like that.
You're going to have what you work for. We can't give them everything. Give them $80, $100, $200 Nikes and think they're going to be satisfied when they get to be 20, 21 with what they can afford. You got to let them know this stuff is come by labor, not by gift. Get you a lawnmower. Get you a rake. Get you a burger flipper and earn something because you have no right to this $300 Game Boy. We need some men that will take it back to the bottom and tell their families the truth of how to make it in this world. God has given us responsibilities that are protected by righteous laws. But this equity fight is unbiblical.
Join Apostle Quicken the movement to rebuild families at CFADD.
It is unbiblical. But this is the thing. We'll never have that conversation because we've got an intertwining of a social Christian gospel in political side. Just like the left looks and say, oh, that's national Christian nationalist Christian. I'm a Christian before I'm ever anything else. But when you have the intertwining that says, oh, and it makes you feel bad that you're required to give things to people, like you're required to do all this flipping of the bill and you should shut up and not say anything, then that is one of the biggest problems because that's not how it was built. But we do have people like Nicki Minaj, and everybody's flipping out and tripping out on Nicki. Why? Why y'all tripping on Nicki? All she trying to do is grow. Nicki is becoming a better person, and they still tripping out.
I do want y'all to remember Nicki Minaj came to black people first and told y'all what's going on. She came to us first and was like, here, this is what's happening to me. This somebody in the industry is trying to out to get me. This is happening. My home is getting swatted. She came to black people first. And all y'all did was call her all types of drug addicts, schizophrenic. Y'all didn't listen. Y'all literally pushed her to the side. And said, we don't care. You're through. You're not the queen of rap anymore anyway. And here she is, out with Trump, and y'all are still mad. But y'all are not talking about the fact that she came to us first. She been telling us what's been going on for all of 2025 and before. And y'all did not say anything. Y'all didn't do anything. But now she's sitting up there with Trump and y'all are mad about it. Something about that just doesn't make sense to me, and I don't think it should make sense to you either.
She's not lying. He's not lying. Not lying at all.
The shift is here. And I hope you all see now why Hollywood was so adamant about coming at Nicki Minaj. Why do people care so much about Nicki Minaj's choices now, today? When in all this time, this woman has been sharing so many details of how the industry has been messing with her and what they're doing to destroy her and sabotage her in her life. Why do these same type of black people keep asking Nicki to stand up with them when they always went against her? Why don't they care about these other people that voted for Trump that was black? The Democrats are literally coming at Nicki Minaj's husband, who hasn't said a word. You know how the Democrats tried so hard to get Nicki deported? They're gonna end up getting her husband expunged once they really see what happened with that case. Are y'all starting to wake up? Start to think for yourself and not the people around you. Seems like a lot of deflection to me.
Y'all are also mad at Nicki Minaj.
See, what you have to also understand what she was saying too is that when we're dealing with a situation, where this is heavy peer pressure. It's designed to make you fall under a level of scrutiny and pressure, and hopefully we can make you so afraid and so nervous and upset to speak your mind. If we can crush your voice, the greatest MC rapper, female rapper of all time, if we can crush your voice and we can tell you to be quiet, then now the narrative that we want to push, that can speak louder, and you don't speak against what we're saying with our narrative. See, the brand, the power, the reason I tell people the power of a personal brand allows you to do certain things, and it doesn't, all of us have it. That's the crazy part. We all have a personal brand. We all have a personal brand, whether it is, and it should be something that's growing and evolving as it is. Like Nicki's, hers is evolving. So that's why they got to shut her up. They got to quiet her up. They can't talk. She can't say what I'm going to show you she's possibly trying to say.
Public service announcement. She don't care. And the things that I'm hearing, it's no surprise why you guys are running around and y'all are sharing it and y'all are having the balls to say it. Y'all over here like, oh, she's just trying to get a pardon for her husband. So
I'm going to tell you why Nicki. You stay tuned to the end. I'm going to tell you why Nicki is doing what she's doing and why she's doing it. And a lot of people don't see it.
He has a 1995 conviction in New York for first-degree attempted R. So he and the young woman were both teenagers at the time, so it required him to register as a SO. Keep in mind, that's a state conviction. He has a federal conviction for failing to register as a SO when he had moved to California. He pled guilty to that and was sentenced to probation, home detention, and a fine. He also had pled guilty to a first-degree manslaughter charge, and that was a separate case. Now, as a federal offense, is the only one that Trump can pardon is when he failed to register as a SO when he moved to California. Trump cannot pardon that state conviction for the first-degree attempted R. That could only be pardoned by the governor or an appropriate state authority. So again, to be clear, he could be pardoned for the failure to register as a SO when he moved to California. He cannot be pardoned for his state conviction, which is the first-degree attempted R. So Nicki's husband was sentenced in July 2022 for the federal crime of failing to register as a SO. He received 3 years probation. He also had to serve 1 year at home. And for those who cared, he had to wear an ankle monitor. He also had to pay a $55,000 fine.
Now, remember, the same people that are playing Nicki right now, they're all for criminal justice reform, right? They're all for reform, criminals coming out. But they're using her husband as leverage and telling them, oh, well, you're doing this for your husband. You're doing this for your citizenship.
As a part of the plea agreement. Now, if you do the math, her husband isn't even on probation anymore, but he could still receive a pardon. Even though his probation has ended, he could still receive that pardon. Now, let's just say, for example, he does get this pardon from Trump. It won't automatically remove him from registering as a SO. It won't remove the requirements, and it won't expunge or delete the conviction. So even if he received a pardon from Trump, the goal would be to get rid of everything, not have some of the things still remain, like having to register as a SO. And unless he could get rid of that 1995 conviction, it will always be required that he register as a SO. Now, if a governor pardons him, oh yeah, he don't got to worry about the registered SOs anymore. But I hope this helps. Like, comment, share.
You have built your entire career off of the support of Black people, the LGBTQ plus and brown people, and those people are experiencing the...
Whoa. Whoa. Huh? Run this back. Run it back. Huh?
You have built your entire career off of the support of black people, the LGBTQ plus and brown people, and those people are experiencing the worst treatment right now at the hands of the person that you've doubled down to say you're always going to support. If Cardi B, who is one of her #1 enemies, is watching, I hope you're putting pen to...
So, you know how stupid this is? You built your brand off of black people and homosexual and LGBTQ people. That is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. The homosexual population doesn't make enough money to support Nicki Minaj. As much as hip hop is hip hop is a black American thing. Hip hop has not built, it's not built. If every black person went out and bought Nicki Minaj's album, she wouldn't be as big as she is right now. She'd be like MC Lyte. She'd be like Remy Ma, really. Because ain't no white people buying Remy Ma stuff. You know, if you're a white person, you bought some Remy Ma album, you drop it and let me know if you listen to Remy Ma. I mean, outside of the other joint that she did when she came out, that's it. 1 or 2 forms she dropped, that's it. Like the audacity to believe that black people, that Nicki Minaj built her platform off of the back of gay people and black people, and that's it. Do you not know hip hop is not black anymore? It's black. When we're way past the days when people drop a hip hop album and it stay in the hood. Back in the day with mixtapes, yeah, that made sense. But we're so past that now, so done. We're on a place right now where you drop a hip hop album, if it's fire, it'll travel over to Tokyo, back to Africa. You might find it in freaking Russia. Because hip hop is so universal. Black American culture did that. They spread that style, rhythmic style of what we do. You know what I'm saying? But it's done. So when Nicki drops an album, even her first album, they wasn't banking on Black America buying it and homosexuality, homosexuals buying it and LGBTQs buying it. No, I'm sorry. Maybe you guys were one of the biggest fans. Maybe they were. One of the biggest fans, but not that bread. Not the bread that it takes to be the queen, to be crowned the queen of hip hop. That means that's a unanimous decision between all the tribes of the earth. It used to be a unanimous decision through the people that were in the hood, that were in the inner city, that were urban America, that past that, no. At one time, that was when Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, and the rest of them icons ran it, and they said, "Oh, she the queen," or "She the queen." That was even up to the Little Kim's time, when it was like, "Usually she the queen." Yeah, Little Kim on the East Coast, the West Coast. We're past that, people. We're way past that.
Paper, Cardi B.
Yes.
To eviscerate, because this is top tier madness that we're watching right now.
Because you don't conform, because you have an alternate, a different personality.
The crazy
thought.
part is so many people are upset and mad with Nicki Minaj for siding with Trump. But where was everybody when Nicki Minaj was begging for help? With Nicki Minaj home recently almost being sold off, everybody thought it was a key and thought it was funny that a black woman was being torn down. Everybody goes online and keeps talking about these allegations with Nicki Minaj being on, but you don't see none of these celebrities popping out and saying that it's not true. They've never seen Nicki Minaj doing that. They believe in Nicki Minaj. They don't believe the hype. They don't believe the false narrative. Nobody came out when Nicki Minaj's home was being swatted, when Nicki Minaj was coming to her black community, to her hip-hop community, to her community that has supported her all of these years, when she came to everybody and asked for help prior to jumping on the Trump train. When she came to all of y'all for help, everybody made it seem as if she was crazy.
See, and that's, I don't think people are really talking about that. Nobody's talking about that fact. When Nicki, you guys, when people want you to, when they want to keep you a slave, when they want to keep you thinking at a certain level, when they want to keep you within their grasp, the way they do it is they manipulate your thinking. We're dealing with, and I'm going to stay with me on this. Stay with me. We're dealing with witchcraft at its highest level. I want you to hear this. And I don't always bust into these conversations because some people just can't stomach it. It's heavy for them to understand it. It's hard, it's rough. So when you start talking like this, they see like some Harry Potter stuff, you know. But we're dealing with, if you can stay with me on this, I'm going to show you what I mean. We're dealing with witchcraft and influence on one of the highest levels. Gabriel, when he was kicked out of heaven, Lucifer, when he was kicked out of heaven, what was he recorded as? One of the most beautiful angelic beings. Who he was the angel that would pray, that would play praise and worship continuously in the presence of God. So music was a thing of his. We know it. That's why now when the music at one point in time was used to shape, and even now is still used to shape a generation. They're making them more and more dumb through the music they listen to. I'm telling you, more and more dumb. If you're listening to this, I need you to understand this. That this is, yes, a physical war that's taking place, but more spiritual than anything else. It's a war for the heart of the culture. So now the culture likes to form and shape thinking based on the majority. But when the majority doesn't lean in, then the culture can't shape the thinking. And now you have people that's thinking different than what the culture really wants you to think like. When you have people that, like, if you're listening to this, you're still with it, you're a black Republican, or you consider yourself a Republican or a conservative or someone that at least has some sense to say, pornography, boys and girls sports, not good. We don't redefine the family as a male and a male. We define the family as a male and a female. A male and a male, or female and female, cannot reproduce. Now, this is the thing that we get to that point, and it's a hate, and it's anger, and it's frustration. So when you have a Nicki Minaj says, hey, I'm siding with Trump because I believe in what you're saying and what you're doing, boys and girls sports and all that. Oh, what are you talking about? Then the demons come out because they have to keep her voice. If her voice ever, if they don't keep and hold her voice, then what's going to end up happening is that we're going to end up people who would not have listened to Nicki Minaj before. Well, listen, think of it. Nicki she's got to have had a large base, and that base doesn't look like me. You know, it doesn't look like me. They look all colors and sizes and shapes. So when you have a voice like that travels and resonates over multiple personalities and people and levels of thought, but you resonate with them, we connect with you through the words in your songs or the passion that's felt. Or when the last time I played it, I was at my high school, whatever it may be, reunion or graduation. Those things echo. So when they put you in that place, they want to control it. They want to control it. You know, homeboy right here, he's got a lot. He go on and on, but
do we not remember when Nicki Minaj was detained? When they out of nowhere randomly wanted to check her luggage for marijuana and stuff while she was out the country on her tour? Do we not remember all of the nasty stuff that was going on behind the scenes for her?
That was 2024. Now, Nicki always been saying that Jay owe her money. A lot of these other cats owe her money in the business. She just started coming out and talking specifically about this. Come on.
Her tour was being sabotaged and everything, and Nicki Minaj was begging the governors, was begging Newsom for help and everything, and everybody was ignoring her. But now everybody got their eyes wide open and want to condemn her for being on Trump's side, the only side and the only people that's actually helping her. The only side and the only people that's actually listening to her. Now y'all want to be upset with her? Y'all have been dragging this woman for years while she has been begging the black community, the African American community, the community that supposedly helped prop her up. She has been begging for help and y'all have been laughing in her face. TMZ literally reports on everything pertaining around Trump, these files, all of that. When it comes to Nicki Minaj, they on it, they report, and they doing all of that. However, Jay-Z, who is a Harvey Weinstein friend, he was caught up in the files with Weinstein.
And we're about to get into that. Let's stop that right there. We're about to get into that. I got one more for you. Hold it.
Let me let y'all in on a little secret about most black conservatives and most black Republicans that are very open with their political views. We don't give a fuck what you think or feel about us. The mere fact that we are open with our political views, knowing they don't align with majority of black people's political views, that alone is proof that we don't give a damn. And we never gave a fuck. Okay? What you think or feel about us. And we are secure in our identity. We are comfortable with walking this path alone. The fact that Nicki Minaj got her black ass up on that stage and stood next to that man was proof that she had reached a stage in her identity where the only opinion that mattered to her was Jesus Christ. Whenever you see a black conservative on this thing, on this here app, or on any of these apps or out in the world, and we're open with our political views, just know you are looking at a human being that is secure in their identity. And they don't.
Oh, she right. She right, and it ain't done. She right. She 100% right. Come on, girl. Bring it. Keep
have
on.
a goddamn thing to prove to you or anybody else.
Come on. Oh, snap. That's it. That's it. That's what I try to tell people, and it just, when you are secure in your identity, you don't have to prove anything to anybody else. I don't care if you don't like that I like Donald Trump. I don't care if you don't see and understand my perspective on why I voted for Trump. I don't care if you don't believe that I'm still empathetic to the immigrant, but not the illegal immigrant. That I still feel some type of way. Look, my wifey calling me. Still feel some type of way about borders. And just like I got doors, I definitely want to have borders. What's up, babe? Hey, let me call you back. I just want to check, make sure you can set up that car. Set up. Let me call you back. I'm streaming right now. All right. All right. But we still the same way. Knowing who you are is so important. When we deal with this thing on the Democrat Republican side, like this demonic thing that's taking place, this is a fight over identity. It's all, think about it. You're talking about the LGBT identity. How do you identify yourself as? If you identify yourself as he, she, or us. Last time someone who identified themselves as us as an individual, last time I saw in the scripture, they had a bunch of us's in them. Okay. Oh my goodness. That was good.
Congratulations. Well done.
Real talk. See, I can't sit here and talk to you about it because I can't sit here and not mention this. And you got to realize that the reason why you feel the way you feel is you have a voice right now and people want you to think a certain way. And it's all based in emotion with no logic. No logic. No logic. No logic at all. So when you get a guy like Trump that comes by and Trump is telling you, oh, well, we're going to stop the free programs. We're going to work on some other stuff that get here. We're going to make America great. Oh, my, what do you mean America? It's not about us. No, what do you mean? If you don't know your identity, America, if America doesn't know who America is, if America does not sit back and focus on America being great, the reality of it is Europe is going through a tug of war that they don't know if they're going to come out of. And you also got China right now that's geared up to take over the world, if not itching. Then you have places like you have Africa that's unsettled, and then you got the Middle East where Iran has a hold on stuff. So when Trump comes over and they're killing them in thousands to keep them suppressed, in the thousands. So and they want to come over here. Matter of fact, they're over here. That's what we're trying to say. Like the enemies that you see over there killing the thousands of people, well, they employ people to come over here and to actually do some type of internal manipulation inside of our country. Yeah, to make us more sympathetic and lower our guards and think that the way that the West moves is so bad, even though it's been 250 years that the West has been here. Not just that, but is responsible for stability throughout the whole world, whether you like the technique sometimes or not. Sent a generation to die so that you wouldn't be raised up as Nazis. You know they went to go fight the Nazis, right? So if they were fighting the Nazis, don't tell me that the people in office on the Republican sides were Nazis. Don't say that shit, because but it's just too much logic, and it requires you to think and look down a line and examine what people have said in their documentaries. But when Trump comes in, he says it.
I saw President Trump, a dear friend, escape death by mere inches, and my thoughts immediately turned to the book of Isaiah that says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper."
Legit, I started the stream and I just wanted to be fun, man. I was really trying to be fun. I wasn't trying to get too political. I know a lot of people listen for different things that I present, the real estate market, some of this. I was trying not to, but I just had to go here.
Well, let me tell you the weapons that they used. First, they tried to ruin his reputation, and he's more popular now than ever.
See, that's the thing that scares them. They're trying to figure out how he becomes more popular, and they're ruining and crushing his reputation. I'm going to explain to you how this works.
And then they tried to bankrupt him, and he's got more money now than he had before. And then they tried to put him in prison, and he's freer and has made other people free with him. And then last weekend they tried to kill him, and there he is over there alive and well.
See, I never said that Trump was a perfect person, but I do believe there are certain times in history that God has certain people that they reign supreme in the imperfections, okay? But he uses that to get certain things he has to get done. And why am I a fan? Simply because I feel like he broke the mold. You got to realize he broke the mold. Now, it's not about avoiding confrontation. It's about being like straight head forward with confrontation. When you try to kill a guy and he doesn't die, and then you try to turn around and bankrupt a guy and he doesn't go bankrupt, you try to smear his personality and him across the deck everywhere so they can say, oh, you're a pedophile, yo, you're this, you're that, he's in the Epstein Files, he's all of those different things and more, I know. When you try to do that and all he does is grow, when you got dudes that are black dudes turning around putting this on their head, you got to realize that I'm here to tell you that that is a clear sign that he's there for a purpose and for a reason greater than what we understand and what we know. And man can profess, all these people profess to know God's plan. I don't know. And even the ones that say, oh, these are the matters of man. God didn't put him in, man voted him in. And I don't even know why I'm even on this rant right now, but I'm telling you, when you do all of this, you create what comes with Nicki Minaj. Because we sit back as winners, and the people that aren't playing victims, the ones that know that there's greatness inside of them given to them by God Almighty to do certain things or to go certain places or to share certain things. And we try to tell you But the victimhood in you can't get you to realize, it can't get them to realize how great they are. They can't. They can't. So now you go to, what was this one? You become this clown right over here at he was like, look, hold on, where's he at? Yeah, you become this clown right here at the award show. And well, let's go to this other one. Let's go to this one with him right over here. Boom, boom, boom. No. Let's go. Yeah, let's stick with this one. I like this one right here. Boom.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here.
Trevor Noah is back at it. On Sunday, February 1st, the comedian hosted the 68th Annual Grammy Awards for the sixth and final time. During his monologue, the 41-year-old cracked jokes as he interacted with the A-list crowd, which included Justin Bieber, Doechii, Bad Bunny, John Legend, and Olivia Dean. As he made his way through the room, the former Daily Show host took a swipe at Jeff Bezos' wedding guest list.
I mean, we've got royalty in the house. Queen Latifah, Your Majesty. So good to see you. As always, look at, man, we got the legendary
Queen Latifah, safe place. Safe move.
Jamie Foxx, Grammy winner, Oscar winner, huh?
Safe move. All safe people, all pro-black. Yeah.
The man who owes me a pickleball rematch. I see you. Congrats on the new song, by the way. Congrats on this. He's back in the mix. There's so many stars in this room. I feel like I'm at Jeff Bezos' wedding, but with way more black people. You know what I mean?
Speaking to Justin Bieber, the comedian poked fun at how the singer previously expressed his frustration over the iPhone's new features, and even gave a shout out to his wife, Hailey Bieber, over her viral road products.
4 Grammy nominations, and I think better than any Grammy, he's come back as a new dad. Congratulations to both of you. Yes, that's right, yeah. My personal favorite thing that Justin Bieber has done over the past year is he told Apple to move the dictation button on the keyboard. Hero, Justin. Now I just need you to tell them to make a new feature where when you search on your phone, it finds things. Please, Justin, we need you. And by the way, Hailey, do you have a discount code for the lip tint? I just need, you know what,
So,
we'll talk later.
Remember how Justin Bieber had all of that smoke back in the day? All of the Jesus movement, praying for Jesus. Look.
Please, Justin, we need you. And by the way, Hailey, do you have a discount code for the lip tint? I just need, you know what, it's fine. We'll talk later.
Later, Trevor threw shade at Nicki Minaj after the rapper aligned herself with and defended President Donald Trump, as he noted that she wasn't in attendance, leading the crowd to erupt into cheers.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nicki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it. Look at it, baby.
Now you get all these people that were around her. Now they're clowning her at the Grammys. The same people that walked up to you and they give you your flowers. They like, hey, yo, you're the best. I love you. I love you. As long as you think the way they want you to think, you're good. As long as you think the way they want you to think, you're good. You're solid. When you start thinking different and you have different opinions that don't line with what they believe or they like, I see it on Facebook. I see it on Twitter. I see it all the time. When you tweet something, oh, yeah. And then the people that feel, oh, I don't like him no more because he feels this way or he thinks this way about Trump, about this situation, about that situation. I don't like him no more. Same thing. That's what they're doing. That's all that they're doing. That's the exact same thing that they're doing. Now, they believe that they can clown you enough in front of people and you'll turn around and you'll be so ashamed and unsettled, and maybe you'll start second guessing what you believe or what you stood for or the things that God put on your heart or the private conversations that you had with him. They want you to feel, oh, like you crazy, that you ain't really hearing God. What the devil say? You don't really understand what he's saying. He's saying that girls and boys, don't worry, they can both play the same sport.
Congratulations, well done.
Yes. Look. Come on. What you mean? What you mean? So now you set out and you say those things and you tell them, hey, I don't dislike you. I don't hate you. I just don't believe that this is the way God intended it to be. Like my heart, when he talks to me, doesn't resonate. Now you got a bunch of clowns out there just going and they're laughing at her. They're laughing at her. So this is what Nicki put up with.
The comedian jokingly continued to reference political tensions in the U.S. as he gave a shout out to Doechii and her viral single Anxiety.
Anxiety. The viral single Anxiety. You do that. And what I dislike that I hate so much about these people with this, man, is that these political people, not the political people, these entertainers, they shape the lives of all of our children. When our children listen to their music or watch their TV shows, or they may watch their comedy specials, and they shape their minds. So now your kids, you think, while you hold a solid understanding of who you are, they quite don't get it because they're influenced all the time through these individuals. You see, you get the children, then you get the culture. That's how it's set up. But they're influenced to them, and these people don't. There is nothing in them that really, just because they say this is for everybody and it's freedom and it's liberty and freedom off the rails with no restraints. With no restraints at any cost, at anybody's cost of life and situation. That's what, you can't have liberties without any boundaries. You can't. Christ has made us free and to stand in the liberty which Christ has given us in Christ Jesus. God has given us in Christ Jesus. Paul wrote that, right? Galatians 5:1. Stand in the liberty which Christ has given, which God has given you in Christ Jesus, and be not entangled again in the yoke of bondage. The liberties, when you stand in it, you know certain things you won't do or you shouldn't do. You shouldn't. Now, we got a culture which has rules. And these rules are here because some people come out the womb and they crazy as shit. No lie. They bananas. And I try not to make this heavy, but when I sit back and I'm listening to all this shit going on with this whack behind Grammy awards, and it's got so many people fooled, bro. And people still log in to listen to that crap. You log in to listen to people influence you to think a certain type of way. You think the way that they think is the way, but the way that they think is fucked up, because all it is put together by people higher than them, dictating and giving them points for them to talk to, points for them to stand on. Why would I go to a Grammy Award, even watch something that has just such a political taint to it? I like to turn off YouTube or even turn off political commentary just and watch a movie. And when I go to the movie, I don't want to hear, do what y'all supposed to do and be jesters in the court. Be comedians, be the people we laugh at. The David Chappelles, Martin Lawrence's, the Mike Epps. Be the ones we laugh at. Why the heck y'all gotta be these people? See, and that's the problem. The culture, Black culture, has for so long looked towards these type of people as to spearhead their thoughts and their thinking. See, it started in the 60s and the 70s, and it's just echoing through now. Now, these are the people of influence, the people that make the jokes, they crack the jokes, and they control your emotion by telling you, oh, no, what they're doing over there with ICE, that's wrong, that's bad, it's excessive force. Negro, if you stay home, you won't get force accessed against you. And I don't get that. That's simple, because you're out there jumping in the way of federal officers, calling them not officers for whatever agenda you got paid to do or you think that you're fighting for. And they coming to get people that need to get their butts dragged out of this place. Yeah, it's some people that really need to go. Oh, no. I mean, because y'all think that every immigrant is good and every immigrant ain't good. Yeah, immigrants are great. I'm telling you, great people, but not every immigrant is a good person. Not every immigrant will turn around and leave their country behind and say, that's what it was before, this is what it is now. I'm evolving to this culture. I'm learning the language of this culture. I'm going to wear the clothes of this culture when I'm out in the road. Like, I'm going to represent, and the flag will be this flag. Like, this is it. This is the republic. People did that shit for Rome all the damn time. It's not brand new. civilizations were built on that. Whether it was the Greeks taking them in, the Romans taking them in, guess what? The same Islamic Republic, Muslim brother people that y'all all afford, like Islam did the same thing in Saharan Africa. They just went down in Saharan Africa and they converted them either by the sword, or they changed their belief and they took on Islam, or they paid them a tax. Die, pay your money. Die, pay your money, or convert. If you're broke, you don't want to die because you love your family, I guess you're going to convert. I guess that's going to be the conversion point. Yeah. So now the jesters in the court are the ones who are applying, what is it? They trying to intimidate everybody. The court jesters. And a lot of people are intimidated by court jesters. A lot of y'all are. Now, peep this. Nikki just went online and all she did was start talking about what they didn't want her to talk about. Posting on she's on TikTok. This is her TikTok page. Check this out. Talking about Jay-Z going all the way back. See, when you start doing this and you start taking your political views and you want to now shame her and guilt people like her, because she's doing the right thing, in my opinion. Guilt people like her. I got to cut this show up. I know I got to cut it up. So and everything is running into each other. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same topic. It's about taking your mind and conforming it to a certain way. When God says, be not conformed to this world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, they're taking your mind and conforming it and molding it, not the way that God wants it. Because first of all, God don't need the world to mold your mind. He already can mold you and has already started molding you from the inside out. Period. He does the work, not what these Jamal Bryant socialist Christians say. God does the work. Don't feel condemned if you still see the old man popping up. God does the work. Don't worry about that. But for a woman now like her to say, I'm no longer like I like these policies, I like these things, and I'm staying with Trump. He's a winner, I'm a winner. Oh no, it's alternative motives. And so what? So what? If why would you not want to pay if they giving out gold cards? Why don't you want to pay to get a gold card? I would want to pay to get a gold card. Hell, I mean, I don't need a gold card. I'm a citizen already. But if that was available, now granted, they didn't give that, and that was the hype that was online, designed to make this narrative echo down the line. Oh, she did it for this. Oh, she did it for that. See, she got the gold card. And she trolling y'all like all day. And what does Nikki say? All y'all understanding that these people, she says, these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power. And if you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it is time for me to do some story times, since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying me. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated, until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. All of the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. Man. So there's a reason to her madness. This is what I've been saying. There's a reason to her madness. You can't dominate in this space, in this culture, or be what God wants you to be, enslaved to this concept that you're a victim. You have to release this victim go. Nobody can triumph in this domain. If you believe you're a Christian, if you believe that God is on your side, you got to release victimhood. You got to. And now, because they doing this with her, what we getting is Nikki starting to spill. I believe she just going to keep spilling it. That's what I personally believe. I believe all this crap y'all been doing to her is going to come back and bite y'all. If I'm wrong, leave a comment. Tell me if I'm crazy, if I'm off the hook. What sensible, forward-thinking, cutting-edge leading nation is having a debate on whether or not there should be voter ID. Like they actually fighting not to have people present ID when they're voting for their leaders. Do you get it? Do you get it now? See, her voice is echoing over so many people. Like, do you get it? Like, it's sensible. All they ask for is voter ID. But no, because Trump is doing it, because they have been whipped. It's like the dude that keep coming trying to get up and he talking smack while he just been his butt just been kicked. That's it. Think about that. The LGBTQ has always started seeing through the veil. Now, I believe this is a narrative that she has, okay, that she's seeing through people she's talking to. And I believe this is right because I've seen gay guys come out, homosexuals come out and say, hey, listen, we don't mind being homosexual. We like, this is what we want. They stand in that. I got them. But then they turn around and say, the kids don't need to be indoctrinated into this because they were indoctrinated. Some of them came in through that lifestyle through very, very harsh ways, like either through child molestation, other things. But the sensible ones are saying, no. Even though I practice homosexuality, I don't believe kids should just be indoctrinated into that. So the veil, what she's saying right here is seeing through the veil, and it has them pissed. Why are they getting the gay vote by default? They've moved on from the gay vote to flying in people to vote for them. So gay homosexuals are seeing it. That's why I say this is deeper. This is deeper than just Nicki Minaj. This is deeper than all of that. Homosexual people seeing it. Now they're flying in people. The gay community should be able to choose. Community should be able to choose every 4 years, like everyone else, after the Democrats campaign to win your vote. They should not just get your vote. Wake up. That's it. And I don't think that's off, man. I don't think it's off to say that. I don't think it's off to say that at all. I don't think so. But when you go to the Grammys and you drag people like Trevor Nolan did, this is what happens. This is what happens. Yeah, man. Shoot. Anyway, I didn't even want to play. I wasn't even trying to have a hard cast today. I was really just trying to. Okay, I'm gonna take my Trump hat off now because that rocks some of y'all. Let me put that ball back on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you see me coming. You see me coming. You see me coming. I believe it's all about shutting you up. It's all about controlling the narrative. It's all about making you stop. The devil wants to make you stop. That's what he does. He does things to make you stop, to give in and to cave in and to quit. You got to see half the people at these award shows, like these Trevor Nolans, these people like these guys right here, that what they do is they try to control the narrative. They try to control it, direct it, and they working for people that do that type of stuff, bro. So when I'm talking real estate lunchbox, I'm talking culture, man. I ain't just talking how to get a bag in real estate, because the reality of it is, I'm gonna stand by this. The way you get the quickest bag right now in this market, you need to be wholesaling real estate, and a lot of people are in it, and it's very competitive. So you got to be equally as competitive with them. That's it. You got to get the deal. But I've been to a place where I've gotten deals, and mindsets have kept me back from going to certain levels, trying to impress some of these people out here that are freaking clowns, bro. And all they do is try to control and warp and direct the narrative in your thinking. The first part of being successful is thinking freely, man. Thinking freely, and then taking that thought, that choice of free thought, and giving it to God and asking him exactly, what do you think about this? Why do you think like this? Why do you think about having that actual conversation? These people don't believe that. They don't believe it, but they shape the airwaves and the voices that go out. They shape it, and people follow them.
My team has certain communications with the White House. Let me just be clear. They had nothing to do with this review. They had no oversight over this review. They did not tell this department how to do our review, what to look for, what to redact, what to not redact.
The DOJ says all the documents were released. Well, does that include all the co-conspirator memos? All the corporate protection memos? There are 10 co-conspirators. In this new tranche of documents, is every one of those 10 included? And if not, why not? They say they collected 6 million pages, but they're only releasing 3. What happened to the other 3 million? Has every document that mentions the word Trump been released? Yes or no?
Well, there are a lot in there in the new dump of Epstein Files documents today. The release today, more than 3 million pages of documents, more than 2,000 videos, 180,000 images. A lot of criticism about the process here, what is out, what's not, what was pulled back. There are mentions of Donald Trump in these new documents, allegations. And the DOJ pointing out that they are not proven and put a note there. Let's bring in our panel. Josh Kraushaar is a Fox News radio political analyst, Democratic campaign consultant Kevin Walling, and Fox News contributor Molly Hemingway. There's a lot of criticism, Molly, about how it's happened, how the releases happened, how the DOJ has handled it. As far as the allegations in there, there are some that are very eyebrow-raising, but they are...
So I'm going to stop this and let you know. Half of the allegations that are in these Epstein files, they come from emails or either tips that were called in or emails that were sent in for those people. So when you have anything related to Epstein that came to the federal government, it becomes part of that file and they have to release it. But my problem wasn't with them releasing it. To me, it was how it was done.
Overnight, the survivors calling on 2 New York judges to provide emergency relief and shut down the Epstein Files website immediately after a number of them had their identities exposed. Writing, DOJ committed what may be the single most egregious violation of victim privacy in one day in United States history. DOJ officials say they work to correct any mistakes when they become known.
Every time we hear from a victim or their lawyer that they believe that their name was not properly redacted, we immediately rectify that.
But the emergency request includes this quote from a person whose name has never been divulged before, saying, "I've never come forward. I'm now being harassed by the media and others. This is devastating to my life." The document.
Yeah, I think the way that they did this, they could have did it better. They really didn't do a good job with this.
It's also raising serious questions about why Jeffrey Epstein was given such leniency after investigators initially uncovered potentially breathtaking criminal activity.
Now, another thing also, you got to realize, I realized that this could actually be the way that this was supposed to come out. Like the level of chaos around how the Epstein files dropped, this is the way it should be. Like, I feel like they did this purposely to cause this level of chaos and disgrace for the administration, because they push, and this could have been done when Biden was in office, but it wasn't done when Biden was in office. So they wait till now to actually do it. Okay. And they push for it. They knew exactly what was in here. Biden knew exactly what was in it. All these politicians knew, who had access to this file, knew what was in the Epstein files. So if they wanted to use anything that's a disgrace in there to cripple Trump, they could have did that when he was running against a Biden, but they didn't do it. Because to me, this is more of an attack or hit against the people that are victims. And I'm trying to figure out, why would they actually do it? Because you had a bunch of people out here screaming the Epstein files and we got to get the Epstein files. Now you get it because it's not prepared, and it's no way can you turn around, and don't even think the federal government is like a corporation that has higher level technology where you can ride the things through and then they black. I don't believe they're even there where they can use AI to omit certain specific words, which that's a great idea. Somebody thinking about it, because that can be as simple as a prompt that's done. But at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt anybody but the victims. It doesn't. And what it does is for the people like the Bill Clintons, what's the other guy's name? Bill Gates, what does this do to them? They a slap on the wrist. That's it.
Activity.
It is just this incredible, deep, visceral level of frustration and disappointment and sadness and grief.
Released for the first time, the original prosecution memo from a DOJ lawyer in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Miami in 2007, showing that federal authorities had uncovered evidence pointing to the broad scale and depravity of Epstein's molestation and exploitation of girls and young women. According to the memo, FBI agents discovered that Epstein arranged for massage appointments for girls and women ranging in age from 14 to 23 years old, with victims receiving a finder's fee of $200 if they recruited other girls. The memo goes on to warn that Epstein represented a continued danger to the community based on his continued enticement of underage girls. Federal prosecutors initially...
All this is not new stuff. Like, everybody knew this. What they were searching for is Trump. They wanted to find out or really put it out there for Trump. But in the course of doing this, they just didn't think about anybody else but getting Donald Trump. And that's my opinion. I really feel they didn't think about anybody else but getting Donald Trump. And in that hot pursuit to get Donald Trump, you end up dragging people that are and making them victims to this. You end up making them all victims. Their names out there, pictures out there. You already know that, what was his, Prince Charles, one of them? You already are dealing with, he got his title stripped from him. But look, they know what they did wrong. They know. They know. And now you make more victims of the victims. I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene on this point. I really do. Because some people don't want to keep living that trauma or going back and revisiting it. And for everybody else, all the masses, somewhere out there, somebody's pulling the lever and telling you that this is good. Like, we need to find out what's in it. Bro, all these people know what's in it. They've seen it already.
He wanted to charge Epstein with at least 60 felony counts. But in the end, Epstein was offered a deal where he served only 13 months of an 18-month prison sentence on Florida state charges, even allowed to work in his office during weekdays. President Trump's name comes up thousands of times in the Epstein Files, mostly in news articles, but also in emails written by Epstein himself. The newly released files also include records of unverified tips to investigators, including some uncorroborated information pertaining.
And that's where the unverified tips, that's where they got Jay-Z at. That's the Jay play right there. Because Jay-Z and Pusha T showed up in a tip that came in about Epstein and Harvey Wine. Now, all of a sudden, about Harvey, all of a sudden, he's associated. Yeah, this is associated. So, to me, this is horrible. And do I believe the thing about Jay? I don't really believe the thing about Jay. Like, I don't know. Jay's 94 Jay being in a group with Pusha T and Harvey Weinstein, right, at Epstein's Island or Epstein's, and forcibly, but this is the thing. One thing I've learned, don't jump down my throat real fast. A lot of this stuff that seems impossible sometimes is possible. And I know you dealing with, and I'm not trying to deal in conspiracy theorists like Candace Owens. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm not. And no hit to Candace. She does a great job in what she does. I guess she feels, however she feels. And I try not to, but the image of that being something that took place in 94, it's a little far-fetched. But then if you sit back and you look at a lot of the allegations that are already out there concerning Jay, the fact that he ran with Puff and how he did. But they got enough time to dissect these files. The worst part about this is that the victims are going to be victimized over and over again because they never did it right. They didn't do it right the first time.
To Trump and other high-profile individuals. The two men had a falling out, and the president says he cut off contact with Epstein decades ago. DOJ officials have said the allegations regarding President Trump are false and do not come from credible sources. The new documents are also placing even more scrutiny on men who we've known spent time with Epstein. Among the thousands of new photos released, These never-before-seen images of former Prince Andrew, who was stripped of his royal titles last year over his relationship with Epstein. Now seen here, crouched over a young woman, her face redacted, the date and context of the interaction unclear. Representatives for Andrew have not responded to a request for comment, but now the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is calling for Andrew to testify before Congress.
So if he got his title stripped and you see him hanging out over somebody in the picture, it's fair to assume that something happened and now we can stop saying that he's innocent. It's just a matter of how deep and how dark it actually goes.
Epstein was freed in 2009, and the newly released documents show he continued to communicate with some of the most powerful men in the world. The newly released documents show in 2012 Epstein emailing tech billionaire Elon Musk, allegedly discussing plans for Musk to visit Epstein's private island in the Caribbean. In one email, it appears Musk asked, quote, "What day night will be the wildest party on your island?" Musk says he never went to the island, and this weekend said he has long advocated for the release of files. Epstein had been cozying up to some of the most influential men on the planet since the 1990s. All have denied any wrongdoing and any knowledge of crimes or Epstein targeting children.
So much collateral damage to so many, and it's becoming clear that...
And that's it. It's a lot of collateral damage because people wanted to actually have it out. Now, you got people also, this list is crazy. You also got this cat up
this
here.
Week on Truth Bomb Consequences Edition, I don't know what is more, amusing or disturbing or any other adjective. The news about Microsoft founder Bill Gates or the news about failed CNN host Don Lemon. Let's start with Bill Gates, shall we? The tech zillionaire and vaccine enthusiast, seen here with public health supremo Anthony Fauci. Gates' name was mentioned in the latest Department of Justice drop of Jeffrey Epstein emails. And guess what, folks? It seems that back in 2013, Epstein wrote an email to himself in what appears to have been a file note about an argument he says he had with Gates, alleging that not only did Gates engage in sex with Russian girls, giving them the jab, as it were, but that he also contracted an STD and asked for antibiotics he could surreptitiously give to his wife, Melinda.
So when I look at this, the only problem I have is that Epstein wrote the email to himself. That's the biggest problem. Epstein wrote the email to himself about something that Bill Gates did and what took place. This file has so much stuff in it, man. It's no clear point to say that this person did this and this person did. It's so much speculation. Now we're thrust into a different level of conspiracy. A different level of conspiracy, what it meant, it didn't mean. We know less now than we knew before. If anything, the things we do know now that we didn't know before, I think is more detrimental to the people that were involved than them. See, these guys got bread, bro. You got to realize they got bread. So to me, making things disappear or suppressing things, that's not a brand new thing. It's not a brand new thing. It's not a brand new thing at all. So Bill Gates showing up it's just the way that it's done. And the problem is a lot of the stuff that's popping up, it's not in context, except for the thing with Andrew. Prince Andrew, clear out. I mean, we all know that. Bill Clinton, that joker need to freaking keep running.
Congratulations.
That
Well
nigga
done.
need to keep running. Him and Hillary decided they wasn't going to show up for the subpoena. Bill need to keep running. See, I keep saying this. Anytime another man got a picture of you hanging in his toilet, in his bathroom, worse than that, if he got a picture of you in a dress with pearl earrings on or anything like that, in any type of outfit that's not you as a man in 4 pants, and even if they got that, if he got that with your shirt off, if a grown man got any type of image of you, period, okay, period, point blank, something went down. You done did something to him. He won something on you. You about that life. You a freak. You probably Diddy level freak. Who know? Because it's something. Come on. And Bill Clinton know it. So he avoided that subpoena. He avoided it. His truth is fact there. But all these other things that are tied into this file so far, it's been introduced in a out of context. Like, it's so circumstantial. It's like Epstein wrote himself a letter and it said an email and it said this. I believe, this is my theory. I believe because he was trained in espionage, and I do believe what part of Candace Owens' argument when it comes to what type of person Epstein was. Espionage, for example. Because he was trained in that level of espionage, whether he worked for the Mossad, he definitely had a money backer. We can't deny that. He definitely had it. He knew how to present information and how to manipulate circumstances, even that I believe to the point that people will be scratching their heads after he still died. Because it's not about the truth, it's about what you can prove. Oh, and how do you prove it? You create some type of trail and you tie things together for people to say this is a strain of truth. You don't get billions of dollars like him out of nowhere. You don't. So Bill Gates being involved in it, and maybe it's just me. Some people may feel different. They may feel that, but it's nothing solid connecting him.
Because, well, apparently the world's most famous software engineer wasn't taking enough precautions against viruses. Now, again, these are all allegations from Jeffrey Epstein, someone who might be considered an unreliable witness, and there are reports that Epstein had drafted the emails on behalf of one of Gates's aggrieved employees. And the Gates Foundation, of course, we have to say this, had issued a statement saying that the claims in these emails are, quote, absurd and false. But I guess it's just a funny coincidence, then, that in this very same year, 2013, when all this was alleged to have gone down, that Bill Gates offered a prize of $100,000 to whomever could invent a so-called super condom. And
yo, wrong about, see? They sacrifice and eat their own. Look at the CNN. Gates wants geeks to build better condoms. 2023. So was it 2020? They eat their own. Oh my gosh, bro.
By the way, he never paid off that bet. But in 2021, he did write a check for billions of dollars to his now ex-wife Belinda, who left him in part because of his ties to Epstein. Funny that, but not as funny, frankly, as the FAFO comeuppance being experienced by CNN has been.
We'll talk about Bill Lemonade in a little bit. Birds of a feather flock together. That's all I can say about that. And true, it seems so far off that Bill Gates would actually be involved in that. But one thing I do realize is true. When you get nerd boys money, and we see it from Elon, they just spaz out. They just spaz out when you give nerd. When you take the guy who was in school and they looked at him as the nerd and you wasn't going to get anybody. The nerds are on top right now. The average guys can actually get the better girls right now. The world is upside down because typically it used to be the jocks. But look at it, the jocks are all broke. Unless you one that really knew how to manage your money and you had some people in your corner right now, you a jock, you all broke. Too many stories of athletes right now losing bread. They just broke. Just broke. The nerds, the tech guys, the guys who historically nobody really wanted to deal with or mess with, they in. And the guys, I'm telling you, the guys who were like the normal guys, the blue collar guys, listen, if you're a blue collar guy, bro, you're winning. Did you not know that plumbers, electricians coming in at 6 figures? Yeah. 6 figures. And the ones who had the 4-year degree that went and they just even went down to get their masters, they still struggling. They trying to find themselves. They believe a lie. They believe a lie. They believe a lie, bro. Believe it. Believe it. Man, I had to see. Look at some of these responses. These guys, woo. It is crazy, Jay-Z. So they coming. Y'all bad. Y'all bad. Every time I go to TikTok, I'm able to find some of the worst stuff when you guys come at people. See, when y'all ready to, when y'all done, y'all done. I just say like, when y'all done, y'all done. When y'all done, you guys are done. You finish with them. Ooh.
Is Beyonce a reflection of her husband, like you all alluded that Nicki is a reflection of her husband? Keep in mind, Kenneth Petty was 16 when he made the decision that he made. Jay-Z is an adult who has been making a slew of decisions regarding other people, harmful ones at that. So, once again, I pose the question to you. Is Beyonce a reflection of the husband that she chose to marry as an adult? Think quick, think fast, answer now in the comments.
Oh, and Shade Room.
When they put it together, yo, shout up. What's up? What's going on, Michelle ATL82? Thanks for dropping by. Shout out to you. Much love. You see, when we got these narratives of these people, it makes it hard for us to believe. You got to realize, these, just like we struggle with different things, these guys struggle with it too. It's just amplified on the next level.
I got some explaining to do for sure, cause y'all know y'all wrong for doing what y'all did last night. Y'all gonna post the Jay-Z, Pusha T, Weinstein, and Epstein news, right? Then y'all must be got a phone call, deleted it, and posted Waka Flocka and Nicki Minaj. Like, bro, the way these like media blogs and platforms be literally playing with our intelligence, literally playing in our faces. Like, we literally saw y'all do this. Like,
I'm glad some of y'all starting to wake up to see it. I'm really glad some of y'all starting to wake up to see it. And when y'all see the power game that's really going on, when you really wake up to see the power game, you going to take your hat and then you going to switch it off and you're going to put this hat on. You going to do that. That was just for my Nicki Minaj portion right there. That was just for Nicki. But you're going to do that because it's the same thing that Dave Chappelle said that Trump experienced on Saturday Night Live. Go look at it. Dave Chappelle, Saturday Night Live. Dave said Trump came out of that burning building or came out of the White House and said, yo, what y'all think is happening in there? It's really happening. And he went back in there. And it'll make you think. It'll make you change the way you move in life, period. I'm telling you.
the fact that y'all do stuff like delete posts and then don't address while they've been deleted. If you delete it, if you as a platform delete something because you don't feel like it's true, then you can tell your people that, hell, you might be respected for that. It'll be nothing to put out a quick retraction, a quick little press statement. Y'all do it all the time. Yo, earlier, we posted this news, but then we got more information and found out, yo, this was bogus. Our apologies. It would have took no time to do that. How many people work for y'all? It would have took no time to type up that little press statement saying,
because they know what they doing, man. They know what they doing. It's orchestrated.
Y'all thought the downfall of Diddy was something. The downfall of Jay-Z is going to be something. Jay-Z is working overtime right now to make sure his empire won't crumble apart, because we're not gonna act like he wasn't named in the Epstein Files. Hello.
Allegedly.
As soon as he was named in the Epstein Files, they gonna take all the posts down and everything. He probably seen it and made some calls. Was like, nah, get that shit removed right now. Sending mad bread out, sending mad money out. Like, whatever is done in the dark will come to the light.
You guys know y'all some Jay-Z fans. I don't know why y'all hating on why y'all doing that to Hov? Scandalous. I know he is.
Jay-Z. This Epstein Files shit, it's really 3 million files, because over the course of however long this man has been doing these crimes, the media is so smart. They're going to make you so distracted with celebrity names that you're not going to focus on the problem. You think every party that Diddy ever threw was a freak off and people were fucking and slipping and sliding on baby oil? Nah.
She recently took to her social media platforms to explain why she feels Jay-Z was mentioned in the Epstein Files as a fluke.
We're losing the plot. And it's just like the American people in the comments. I knew she was wrong. Jay-Z, I knew he was.
Man, Lizzo been off, dude. She's like off. Like she's really off. I don't know, man. Like to me personally, I know you got it when you go like. See, this is how I know this is a fraud. Lizzo jumps on her TikTok. She gives this message. Look how she look, bro. She ain't got her hair done. She ain't got no makeup on. She trying to just get up and act, oh yeah, I'm just like you. I'm just coming out of bed. And look, I just got it. Look, I'm just jumping on TikTok. This is just what I'm a normal person. Honestly, I wouldn't follow you, Lizzo, and any of y'all that follow her, y'all lost your mind. Y'all lost your mind. Honestly, do I really want a woman to get up on TikTok and with all the money and bread and hairstylists that you got and money you got, this is just your ploy to actually seem relevant to people and have some shit to talk about. Guys, I'm telling you guys that these celebrities aren't what you think they are. They not. When I saw Tiny and T.I. walking out of a condo that I leased, that my client leased out to somebody and that person leased it to them and they were walking, and I looked at them and I saw the mess and stuff they left behind. I never thought of a celebrity the same way again. Never. Never. I mean, I was already fractured in my thinking concerning them. Never. I don't want to see her. I don't want to see that. Dude, I'd rather see women that keep themselves together, they look good, and then they jump on camera and they like that. Because I'm required to shave. If I got on camera and I was wearing my poncho, like from my back, y'all be like, dude, what's up with Leon? What's up with Leon? What's going on?
Congratulations. Well
I ain't
done.
gonna present you with some raggedy ass look, but this is how they sell you.
What did it say Jay-Z did? He was there in 1996. Come on, people. Like, y'all are falling for it. It's the easiest, oldest trick in the book.
I want to mention how the files have more than 3 million documents, which include every email, every text message, every photo, and every video associated with him in the time that he was being prosecuted. Likened it to certain celebrities being put in the Diddy situation during his trial, stating how...
The only problem I have with that is that they haven't shown any yet. Like, you haven't seen any. You only see the email and redacted email, which is just a notification that Jay-Z and Pusha T, somebody called in relation to Epstein. Now, I would like to know what the date is, when that took place, because that's more important to me.
I'm saying, but we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love Pusha's music so much, right? But you think they would ever, Beyonce had the best fit for somebody else? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You think they would ever tell the truth? No, if they told the truth, they didn't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So you have liars. Man. Liars are now the face of our culture.
Man, okay. He said Pusha T, and
he's not lying. Liars are the face. Witchcraft is the face of the culture. Witchcraft is the face of the culture. You guys are hooked. When people, you got to realize, to maintain a level of deception where you see yourself as being lesser than or victim, to have you at the tits of celebrities that don't care about you. They don't care. I mean, shoot, they make their money off of you downloading shit and buying some of their shit. They don't care. They only care about your money. Don't get it twisted. It takes a spell to kind of keep you under that daze. You gotta be showing up at the concerts and be ready to wave your Rock Nation flag. You gotta be ready to do that. That's why I say this is demonic, because it's a type of idol worship. That's what it is. It's a type of idol worship, y'all. We going through all of these files to find out who are these celebrities that actually messed with these kids. The essays. Can you think about that? You think about that. They had enough influence to suppress it for this time, and whatever's coming out now is coming out. It's a form of worship when you give yourself to idol worship. When you lift things up and you say that these things are the highest and the truest and this is God, and where you'll do anything or say anything, because I've seen guys, and I know guys that have done, I've had dudes steal from me thousands and thousands of dollars. Idol worship, they worship the money. It's the same thing right here. It's worshiping and aspiring to be something that you already are. You're already great. In your own right, you already are fabulous, loved, but you don't see it because the world doesn't tell you, but God has continuously told you. And that's the foundation. See, I keep going back, and I'm going to start pulling some clips on some of the stuff that's taking place in some of these churches, man, because at the end of the day, I believe the reason why we have such a we have Black people who don't see themselves, even though they say they see themselves, they really don't see themselves as loved by God for whatever reason. They see themselves as victims. But we see, I only can speak to where I came from. So I'm only going to talk about the culture and the growing up in Philly, these people, that all I'm going to talk about is the Black people. All I can do is talk to y'all. I don't know white, I know white people. I got white friends we talk about, but I just got to tell you this, that they deceiving you from the church down to the celebrities, down to the politicians, down to the local activists. These are all different people conjuring different spells to keep you locked in and feel victim. They need you to be plugged up to the matrix. They need your energy. They need your money. They need these things from you. They need you as a mindless, brainless slave doing what they want you to do. You're in need. They need you. They need you. So I don't think Yeezy's off.
Said Jay-Z, we're the ones who were lying to the entire industry, the entire movement, the entire culture, and it's always the people you least expect, right? It's always, Jay-Z, the guy who does music videos, literally making out with Satanists, Maria Abramovich, the spirit cooking dinner, truly the Satanist master of the entertainment industry, hugging and kissing her live in public. The woman is literally the personification of evil.
Congratulations, well done.
Oh no. Yeah, let's get that one more time. Oh no. Let's do it one more time. Oh no. Oh. The levels that this exists on, we look through this world through these carnal eyes, and we think what we see, touch, and feel is just it. But people, when you talk about power, the laws of power, you gotta wield this power not just through the natural, but when you try through the natural to wield, it doesn't even matter. You still have to have a spiritual connection, like a spiritual. It's never been what you see, is what you don't see. And that's it. That's the laws of faith, right? That's what faith, the substance things hold for, the evidence of things unseen, all of that. Y'all repeat it at church all the time. And that's why I say the only people who are hurting by this will be the victims. Nobody's going to sue Jay-Z and drag him out and all. Even if there's a piece or a morsel of truth between through Bill Gates' SDD, between Jay-Z and Pusha T, between nobody. So when Nicki Minaj comes out and she says it in her post, and she's saying it on Twitter and X, hold on a second, I'm pulling it up. Let me do it. Let me pull it up. Let me put it right here again. Put it right here again. Put it right here. When she says it, and all we can do is, oh, Nicki's crazy. Nicki, oh, we don't like Nicki. We say it's demonic. And when they say sacrificing our children, we're not talking just about, it's not literal human sacrifice in some cases, in many cases. Many cases is giving them over to things that they should not be exposed to. It is indoctrinating them in things that they should not be indoctrinated in. This is real talk. And the unfortunate thing about it is we don't realize in a quest to put food on the table of our children and do all these, this is something that goes out and comes in and nobody sits back and really thinks
because we love
about it.
Jay-Z's music so much. We love pushing music so much, right?
Hugging and kissing her live in public. Woman is literally the personification of evil. And this is how it works, right? This is what you have to do in order to get famous. And you'll lose your soul. And Kanye warned us.
This is how I know this is true. You have to have a level of denigration and just be treated in a way where you can, if you say go over here and they tell you to do this, you got to do it. We see it on our local levels when we talk about fraternities and sororities in the black community. When you got to join them, they drag you through the mud just to be able to put on their letters. And you say, Leon, how do you know? Because I've been through certain processes, and afterwards, I've seen it. I'm going through it, and I've seen it. I have to say, God, why am I here? You did not call me for. All designed to draw you in because you want fame. You want notoriety. You want to be in. All of these things are like local little frats and sororities. I mean, think about it. In the music business, you turn around and you platinum album and you're at these awards and you're a part of that elite. You had to get with somebody to make the album to get there. It's more nowadays you can do a great album and go viral on streaming, but it wasn't like that all during that time. Like, to get in, that's why Puffy had to think that was all demonic. It was his pledging ritual. You got to be committed to me for this long period of time.
Congratulations.
And then afterwards,
well done.
you lose yourself like Cassidy, and you don't even know who the hell you are.
Jay-Z and Pusha T. If they told you the truth, they would go to jail. Well, now what do we find out in the Epstein Files? That one of the alleged Epstein victims named Jay-Z and Pusha T as abusers. Now, I don't really want to read the allegations. You can go find them yourself. I'll give you the actual. This is it on the on the DOJ website. And there are a lot of lurid allegations. So I just want to start off by saying, I mean, listen, they're just allegations. Prove them in court. There's plenty of abuse victims here for Epstein. There's plenty of abuse victims that want everyone to know more and hear more. The DOJ has, of course, redacted the names and the likenesses, the images, whether it be on video or whether it be hard copies of the images or the court documents. They're not going to release the names of victims for Jeffrey Epstein, and there's lots of them.
Unfortunately, they've already been released. See, we see as we go through more of these millions of documents that the names that you see that are like that are just sitting there, they're the victims. So I'm wondering, what is the madness? See, why do we turn around and allow something like this to happen in the pursuit of taking down Donald Trump? Why? Trump is that evil that you wanna tie him to the lowest of low, Jeffrey Epstein, and drag him down and say he's part of it. Now your local superheroes, your Jay-Z's and all these other ones, they're going to pop up in there because part of me says some people inserted it. Some things I see probably Epstein inserted it because he knew his narrative would get recorded. They got him under watch. They checking him out. He's very good at manipulation. You talk about a guy that was nothing to a billions of dollars. Where did he get it from? Nobody still can trace his wealth. It's demonic. I'm telling you, it's all demonic. It's the lust for money and for power has done so much in our country. The words cannot even do it. So when you have people who decide they want to actually talk about it, they shut them up. They shut them up.
Y'all was worried about Nikki and her husband. And you made to tell me this man is in the Epstein Files.
Jay-Z Jigaboo. I mean, I guess the jig is up. I mean, I know it's not really that hard to believe because, well, you know, if you do your homework. I don't care what y'all say. Nicki can win it because this whole week has been a mess. And it's been showing that everything that she's been saying, and I know some of y'all don't see everything because the blogs don't share everything that she's ever said when it comes to exposing certain people and situations and things like that, then you would know that it was coming.
Man. When she's talking about that, I mean, nobody's going to listen. But you still got, see, look at this one. Look at this story. I got to grab this story. This story was on this story right here. This is the worst. This is the worst. See, when I'm talking about, when we talk about we got to build wealth for our families, when we got to secure the bag for our families, when we want to be more financially educated, when we want to do things like real estate, stocks, all these different things that people endeavor to do. And then when somebody comes like me and says, listen, you got to get your mind right first. You got to find out what God wants you to do. There's a pathway to get there. People look at it like, oh, whatever. I'm good at this. I'm going to go do it. Cool. Do what the hell you want to do. The same people who paint the narrative of us being victims and us going against some of the establishment, let's put it, not even establishment, the government, because that's the biggest part right now that they're protesting over there in Minnesota. It's always the government and Nazis. We're dealing with what is it? Fascists. We're dealing with fascists. Never even finding a definition of what a fascist is, but we're dealing with fascists. Oh, it's a type of fascism. It gets you all hooked on all of this, and the energies are flowing. Oh, our kids need to walk out of school. I'm driving by the other day, and I saw these kids sitting on the corner. They did a little protest out. I'm looking at it like, they're like, yeah, that's scream for me. No, you ain't getting a horn honked for me for nothing.
Congratulations. Well done.
Radical indoctrination. That's what it is. And they're the same ones who get on the socialist bandwagon, and they're all against the billionaires and the millionaires and the wealthy people. We got to tax them and doing all of this. I will stand by this, and I will say it, and I will keep saying this over and over again. These people don't create nothing. They don't create anything. They don't even create platforms where they can even talk on or speak on. The ones you see with platforms now are because they got their ass whipped during the 2024 election, and it's like, damn, I might need to get a podcast like Gavin Newsom. I might need to do something that gets on that little internet stuff, that YouTube stuff. I might need to go do that.
Congratulations. Well done.
Well done. Well done. They're the same ones. But we're talking about the same group of people that need to control your thinking. They just need to control how you think. So they're going to slander capitalism because nobody gets out there and does shit. They don't do nothing. The people that get out there and swing hammers and manage crews and actually turn around and build some shit, or turn around and actually create stuff that change and affect people. No. They're creating policies and rules. And for that reason, they got to get the bread. They should be making the money.
Congresswoman Presley, do you support...
Oh, shoot.
Sir.
Don't get it confused. That was her husband. He did that. That was her husband. That was let's see it one more time.
Congresswoman Presley, do you support...
Oh, shoot.
My phone out of my hands. Sir. Congresswoman Presley, do you support President Trump investigating Somali child care fraud in Minnesota? Congresswoman Presley.
Okay, welcome back. That was the husband of far-left Democrat squad lawmaker Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. Her husband slapped the phone out of a reporter's hands on Monday after he was asking simple questions about rampant fraud in Minnesota. We should point out Presley's husband has previously spent 10 years in prison on felony drug trafficking charges. Joining us now from House Ways and Means, Congresswoman Claudia Tenney.
Slow down. That part I did not even pre-read. Like, I didn't know that. But like, I heard the video, but I didn't see what they just said about her husband. Okay, so I heard some of, when I'm getting stuff ready for the show, I hear things and then I miss things. I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. I respond to it. The reason why this is so surprising, just hang in there with me, because I got one more video and you're gonna see how corrupt this shit is right now. You're gonna see it. Okay, let's go back just a little bit. Let's talk about her husband. Hold on, one more time.
Rampant fraud in Minnesota. We should point out Presley's husband has previously spent 10 years in prison on felony drug trafficking charges. Joining us now from House Ways and Means, Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. Congresswoman is
felony drug trafficking charges. Her husband.
Great to see you. What's your reaction to this? Why can't a Democrat answer a simple question about fraud? We should point out this happened on the same day the Trump White House announced it's freezing $10 billion in federal funds on child care in Minnesota, California, Illinois, New York, and Colorado. What's your reaction to this story?
Yeah, well, obviously it's completely offensive to all Americans when you see the type of fraud you're seeing in Minnesota, 200, 300 million, maybe $1 billion or more in these programs that are really designed for needy people with no oversight, many of them through the pandemic era, many not paid attention to by Governor Walz. And that's why Trump is looking in, President Trump and the administration are looking into states with notoriously high Medicaid and high expenses on these programs, like New York's exploding Medicaid, same with California, same with Illinois and also Colorado. And
so you doing this investigation, the Trump administration is doing an investigation, and they're investigating you. I mean, they're investigating all these fraud things that are coming out. Minnesota. I saw California the other day. I said I wasn't going to get deep into this, and I really wanted this to be a fun program. I wanted to laugh. I got some other ones to play, but I got to pause for a minute because for whatever reason, we're as people that are African American, black people, or even people in general. I mean, it's not even a black or white thing. There's some confusion with what's going on, what's really taking place in Minnesota. Her husband. I just got to posture this so you can really truly see what I'm about to show you. Her husband now. Bedtime. But they believe in grace. And I believe in grace also. But this is the new. Just watch.
This is a Fox News alert. It looks like Ilhan Omar isn't the only millionaire squad member. Now, our team dug into open secrets and financial disclosure reports. What we found is that when Ayanna Pressley was elected to Congress back in 2018, she had a negative net worth. You fast forward to today, she's worth $1.3 million with assets worth up to $8 million. Now, that's a massive increase in just 6 years, especially for someone on a $174,000 congressional salary. It's impressive, really, but how did she do it? Well, part of
they coming for y'all. They coming for all of them. I'm telling you, they coming for all of them, yo. And it's crazy. The reason why it's so crazy, last week I was talking about Ilhan Omar and the money that just miraculously all of a sudden her husband has, all of this money, all of this business. Before that, I was talking about Nancy Pelosi, $177 million. They will turn over every rock. Because I keep saying it like I'm always saying, Minnesota is a honey hole.
Congratulations. Well done.
It's a fraud honey hole. It's not just any honey hole. Oh, no. What he's doing is, this has less to do with illegals. Illegals that's probably the icing. That's probably the little stuff that's on the cake right there. I'm talking about the actual cake. This is the bread. When you chop down the bread and you take away the money, you make it harder for them to move. So they're losing money and losing votes. Because when you start deporting the people out that vote for them, now you're taking all the power away. And this is Game of Thrones, Nick. Oh, no. This is Game of Thrones, Nick. I'm trying to tell you. Game of Thrones.
its property. In 2024, Presley reported owning a Martha's Vineyard rental worth up to $5 million, as well as multiple Boston rentals worth up to $1 million each. Now, for context, back in 2019, she only reported owning one property in Boston. We're also learning days before Presley was sworn into Congress, her husband quit his $92,000 annual Boston City Hall job to start his own consulting firm.
Days before. First of all, if he is a federal, we didn't even talk about this. I thought he had Fed charges and did 10 years. How is he employed down at the city of Boston? Like, help. And he was moving drugs. So help me understand this. Help me.
Called Conan Harris and Associates. And as we read more of the Congresswoman's financial disclosure reports, we learn that her husband also saw his income jump while he was in Washington. His client list consists of some government organizations, including one with deep ties to the Obama Foundation. But as he started his firm and seeked new clients, he faced ethics concerns because of Presley's job in Congress. Quote, as Harris's days dwindled in the city's Office of Public Safety, he used his city-issued email account to pitch Walsh's chief of staff on staying on as a consultant. City officials say they did not solicit nor accept the offer, and state ethics laws bar municipal employees from knowingly using official resources for personal gain. Now, we asked Presley for comment, and we even invited her on. She did not answer. But Fox Business anchor David Asman joins me now. He's been looking over this information. And David, there's nothing wrong with gaining financial resources. We see this a lot in Congress, but there are questions.
Well, and you go back to the 1930s, the last when movies began. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I mean, it's happened for a long time. It happens in both the right and left. But what's so rich is that this is coming from anti-capitalist squad members.
Yes.
People who spent their life denigrating our capitalist system and saying how bad it was. In fact, Congresswoman Presley came out with an ex-post just a year ago. She and her fellow squad members, of course, constantly condemn capitalism. But she says Donald Trump and Musk want big banks and bad actors to run rampant and take people for a ride. They want to pillage the government and make themselves rich. Well,
so let's be clear. Between her real estate portfolio that she has, and she's been making bank off of her real estate rental cash flow, simultaneously passing legislation, rental legislation. Oh my gosh. Why? To go against, what is it? Institutional investors. When I tell you that this is insanity, she's making the same bread off of investing as an institution on her LLC and her company and her husband's consulting company, while simultaneously attacking the same type of institutions that are making bread like she's making bread. How do you go and you scale a portfolio that big and your husband, he got charges? Like the dude did Fed time. He did Fed time, bro. And he came in down in Boston City Hall. Now he's soliciting everybody or being a consultant for people off of the back of her position as a representative in Congress. The way they get bread is different than the way investors, business owners get bread. And I keep saying that this is one of the biggest things that Trump has against them. Because when people like Trump, like a Elon Musk, like even a Bill Gates and some of the other ones, when you create stuff, and then you have people who were considered more like the B student or the A student in school, right? They go and they create what they don't create stuff. They use this same system to line their pockets through it. They're like, this doesn't come from creating anything and bringing any value to the world. That's all that I'm saying. No value has been brought. No value has been presented, and you will not see any value. And I knew this was the case when I saw Alex Hormozy's book skyrocket through the fictional bestsellers, right? Well, nonfiction bestsellers, top 10 in the nonfiction bestseller list. You figure as a nonfiction bestseller book, Alex Hormozi, who is a business person, entrepreneur, jets past all these politicians that are in the top 10 nonfiction bestsellers. Yeah, the Michelle Obamas, the Barack Obamas, the George Bushes, just pass them. Kamala Harris, all of them. See, and I didn't want to make this a heavy deal, but I gotta say it like, honestly, man, this should tell you why you got to get serious about what you do when it comes to your job, when it comes to your skills, when it comes to your relationship with God, when it comes to how you maneuver in these next years that are coming up. I felt God pressing on me about this. That's why I'm out here streaming on this about it. I'm not doing it just because I'm here to just do it, bro. I'm not. Honestly, I would prefer not to even be out here in the stratosphere talking this. But I know and I see it that the biggest change is taking place right now. Whether you're looking at it through the lens of AI or look at it through the lens of large corporations collapsing right now. Let's say collapsing, taking away tiers of management and bringing in things like robots to replace workers or so they don't have to hire workers. Amazon. This is no joke. So these people are not going to go build a business that rivals anything. They're going to turn around and they're going to make you, the taxpayer, pay for that. They're going to make us. They're going to use ways through federal funds to garner their wealth and grow it. Because the fastest way to being a millionaire right now is becoming a politician.
Congratulations. Well done.
Well done. Well done. Well done. I'm gonna play this.
She's the one who's been pillaging the government. Now, again, we're not suggesting she's going in and stealing funds or anything like that. But the fact that she got rich off of her contacts in government, her husband got rich consulting with members of the business community and others, perhaps some people who were taking grants. That's, by the way, we saw that with Lee Zeldin, the EPA commissioner. When he came in, he found out that right before Biden left office in December of 2024, he was spending billions of dollars. A lot of that money was going directly to friends, to acquaintances within the Democratic community that learned how to go in and write grants that would get accepted, making millions and millions of dollars each one of them. So this.
Y'all know about those people. Y'all all know somebody that writes grants. Y'all all know somebody that. You seen them on Facebook. I know you seen them on Twitter. They like. Sometimes it's like, hey, we're going to write, I'm going to show you how to write grant to make XYZ amount of money. Where do you think they're getting this from? Where do you think this comes from? This is nothing more than another way to hustle the system because now you're putting your trust in the system to get you that grant money.
This has been going on for a while.
And I'm not saying don't go for grant money. I'm not saying God can't use, I'm not saying that at all. But they're taking that same system and they're using it.
I should mention that Presley's kind of a poor gal next to her friend Ilhan Omar, because Ilhan Omar is worth up to $30 million right now and she went from basically a flat negative, if not negative point when she came into Congress. She also has a husband who's a consultant. He was working with progressive leftists who again have this anti-capitalist creed, which they live and die by.
Anti-capitalists that are really capitalists that rob you. This is like BLM all over again.
Congratulations.
You know when they made y'all, remember when they made y'all send your money to BLM and it was the summer of love? By the way, we in the winter of wackiness. That's what I coined it.
Oh no.
This is the same thing. It's just the same thing, a different level. And when you're when you're trying to put food on the table, take care of your bills, do all these different things that you need to do for your family and make this. Think about this. These are the same people that say they understand your plight. Trump is bad. You're right. This is nothing more than a racist movement. We got to stop ICE. Block ice. That's all they got for you. That's all they got for you. What I'm telling you is that you're not looking and seeing the largest evolution since the rise of the internet taking place right now. You're not. Everything that I do on this content is done through AI in various different ways. I use it in so many different levels, and this is a complete different conversation. So many. I took the time to do a prompt class because I knew in real estate, I can sit back and call and sell you a program all day, wholesaling program, and let them just make a wholesale $29.99. Just go right over here and get it. Nah. I'm going to give you some free stuff. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you free stuff. But guaranteed, most of the stuff that I make and I create is through AI. Learning how to use these platforms instead of being afraid of them. They know what's coming. That's why they're positioning themselves to get the bag.
But apparently, it's very easy to condemn capitalism when you're making millions of dollars. And of course, we have to mention the grand dam of all this, which is Ms. Pelosi, who's worth about $275 million, at least $275 million, with her husband Paul, who you know, he's a good investor, but she's come to him, I'm sure, with excellent inside information that we're not allowed to trade on, but members of Congress still do. And there are certain trades that she and her husband made that clearly were based on information she was getting about credit card companies that were going to have a particular advantage that other companies didn't have. So this has got to stop. We've tried to stop it time and time again. Again, going back decades and decades, it never seems to work properly. Schweizer has done his best to try to come out with revealing stuff, but we're going to continue to investigate and put pressure on the politicians to stop this once and for all.
David Asman, thank you. Lots of questions here.
Everything is being flipped over upside down. Don't think that these guys are running around Minnesota screaming and doing all this stuff. Some of these guys did not have to die simply because this is all about the bread. This is all about mammon. This is all about getting that money. I'm telling you. And I could get on here and just continuously say this and this and point your attention to it, which I'll do it. I'm going to chop this up and put it out there. But I really want you to really get this. The time and energy that you spend with your family and going to work and doing your job, you must double down and learn these things that are coming out. You got to learn the AI. You got to learn how to make content with visual, audio. You got to get somewhere in there and find where you fit and what you like. And if you have a business, use it to leverage the business. If you want to learn more about it, add it as a skill set and skills. I'm telling you. I was actually, I don't even say that, but I've had so many, I've gotten interest from people just off of when I put prompt engineering on my resume. And the craziest part about it, I'm not even looking for a job. It's on my LinkedIn. It's just there. Because I took the time to learn it. I learned it so I can actually, in essence, kind of tell people and show them and then put it to use. Hopefully they'll listen. Because what's happening here, these are just the people, the elites getting themselves in position with their bread and their money. And if nobody goes and tells anybody, if we don't tell each other, if this is not shared, if the stigmatism doesn't have, you're going to have, if we don't talk about this, you're going to have people like I saw the other day. This chick had 21,000 likes on an AI photo or video, and everybody in the comments thought it was that it was real, except for one. I'm like, damn. God help me. If you don't know AI, if you don't learn AI, you're not going to know AI. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going to be able to identify AI. And when you can't identify AI, then you're going to believe everything you freaking see. And Trump ain't wrong. And I don't get on camera donning my mega hat because honestly, I kind of felt like influencers or content creators who do that, they're just leveraging, the Trump brand, I got a bunch of them. I wear them out. I don't, I don't need you to see the hat and to say, oh, he's a Trump guy. No, we don't do this for Trump. I don't worship Trump. I think he's stellar. I keep saying he's a triple threat. I'm telling you, he is a triple threat. The combination of business, the combination of politics and entertainment, they all intermerge right there on that guy. See, when you have people trying to wake up just the masses concerning what's going on in the world and where things are actually going to go to, do you know that social selling, and I saw this with Gary Vee, and this was crazy, and a lot of people don't know it. I had to actually start a social selling channel, and it's on WhatsApp, because we just love resale, we love vintage goods, and I love just sharing it, selling it, buying it, flipping it. I love that stuff. I love that. Along with houses, I love it. My model, buy the house or either buy the stuff that's in it. Try to get one of them. In China, that makes up about 40 to about 45, I think, was the last statistic of percent of commerce in China, like how people buy. It seems crazy, like, oh, Leon, that's China. What we don't know is realizes what's happening there is slowly starting to happen in the UK, then it's happening over here, and then that's why y'all got TikTok, and TikTok gave people a bunch of money, and creators made money off of TikTok because they were able to sell. Where do you think that concept came from? Yeah, eBay was playing around and doing stuff like that. You had the QVC network back in the day. Moms used to be on them, people and all that. Grandma used to love them. This is different. Now everybody can get on TikTok and make money selling a product or good. Then you have places like WhatsApp, or Whatnot, that you can jump on Whatnot and sell products or good. Now we keep saying, oh, why would I even do that? Because the way to make money is changing and is shifting underneath your feet. Yeah, we still can go get a real estate license. You can still wholesale a property, but you got to realize wholesaling now is different than wholesaling 2020. I mean, 2022, yeah, because it's 2026. 2020 was different. 2015, it was different. I mean, I've been doing this since 2015. Been in real estate since 2009. So I'm going to tell you the evolution is changing. Through evolution, it's changing. It's just blading. And if you don't see it, you're going to be under the deception as they lay off people from these Amazon jobs, these UPS jobs, all these different places. How do I make money? I'm trying to tell you, welcome to the new age. It is here. It's not going anywhere. Check this out.
At nearly 6 feet tall, the newest police recruit on patrol in the city of Wuhu commands attention, less because of the uniform than the 6 high-definition cameras and advanced sensors under that hat that allow the AI-powered robot called R001 to manage the flow of traffic and people in the streets and around the clock. It looks just like...
Now, I said it. China is outpacing the U.S. And you guys think this is crazy. That's why we're having this war, this internal struggle, and that's why Trump is trying to do what he does. Writing is on the wall. There's so many things I can list that will show it. But what used to start in the U.S. would echo through the rest of the world, but now what's starting in China is echoing through the rest of the world. Now, how do I know? China also has, remember when 5G came out? When 5G came out, initially when it was dawned, China had been using 5G technology way before we got it. In China's 5G technology, you could walk into a store, pick up something that you wanted, pick up a couple goods, and walk out of the store. And while you were doing that, they had multiple cameras that would actually identify you, identify what you picked up, and charge your account. People thought that was, well, if you knew about it, you probably never even knew about it. Trust me, go to YouTube. I don't even have the video. I could probably find it, and you will see it. The 5G technology has been around for that. Guess who's doing that now? Big Lots. Not Big Lots. What's the name? Sam's Club. Sam's Club. My wife told me about this. Sam's Club, you can do the same thing. You just walk through, you pick up what you got. You're a Sam's Club member. Your card is on file. If visual picture, the items, you just scan. There's a little different. Now they scan it in. You scan it with Sam's Club, writing your shopping cart. But when you get to the door, the cameras identify everything you scanned in. And the person sees it right here. Oh, you're good to go. We've charged you. They were doing that with 5G in China years ago. Years ago. When Trump is fighting this war and this thing, when people question this guy doesn't love his country, I kind of question their authenticity or their how far are they up to date with what's truly going on and not the talking points that were given to them. So now China's already been doing driverless automobiles. They already have a competitive company to Tesla, multiple competitive companies to Tesla. Thanks to Tesla being there, they probably stole a lot of their stuff, allegedly. Now they're using robots.
Real person at first sight, says this pedestrian. Real-life robocops like this have been rolled out in other Chinese cities too, including Chengdu, Hangzhou, and Shanghai. One of the police instructors says the robots work alongside human traffic officers, or they can tap into the traffic lights to work solo. The robocops aren't designed to be particularly fast or fearsome, but they are a key part of a wider strategy here to show off China's advances in robotics and to make machines more familiar to the humans whose lives they'll soon be transforming. Chinese robots have moved quickly from factory floors to daily life since 2015, when China's government declared robotics an industry to dominate. It has scaled up to produce 595,000 industrial robots and 13.5 million service robots in the first 3 quarters of last year. Morgan Stanley predicts China's robotics market will hit $108 billion by 2028. There are now more than 150 companies making humanoids.
So how long have you worked here?
We went inside one of the leading firms called Unitree last year and met G1 EDU. The robotics industry is backed by state funding, a lot of it, as well as venture capital. China's supply chain and talent pool help too.
Describe the pace at which robots and humanoids are evolving here.
Once it will work, it will go very fast. I think the unsolved problem at the moment is really still the brains. You don't want to have a robot that does a job 90% right. You need to have it do it over 99% right.
The robotics craze here is also powered by a state-sponsored public relations machine. Videos across social media show off robots kicking and performing stunts.
So they're already using content to bring in capital worldwide with robotic tricks and showing the extent of how their robotics network and invention technology is working, however you phrase it. That's why we can't be fighting this guy when it comes to this stuff, bro. And people don't, it is sad when I see black people answer, when I say statements like that, the response is, oh, he's a dictator, blah, blah, blah. Somebody's engineering the destruction of this country. Somebody's really engineering the destruction of it, the stupidity of it, the sheer lack of common sense tied with empathy. You can't have, I wouldn't even call it empathy anyway, too, because empathy, the word empathy, doesn't mean to feel pity for somebody. This is actually completely different and is used in context completely different. The real word empathy, look it up. It has nothing to do with all of that. But when you see that, when you see them want to have some sympathy, I would say, but they want that sympathy to overshadow logic. These are the people that we playing against, and they don't see that because Hollywood already gets a check. We're talking about how they dragging Nicki Minaj. They getting a check already from China. I've seen so many movies done in China, done with Chinese staff filming, all those different things. Netflix, go watch them. You're putting John Cena together with some of the other ones. They know how to win. They're learning how to tap into the psyche and what drives America, and Americans are money and fame and wealth, and sell your mama out to get ahead. Sell your mama out to get ahead, boy. Sell her. Oh no. But they get it. They drive money. Now, you think of a virus who is that single-minded, single in mind. That virus can take out anything because it's so deadly because it's single in nature. Like, it's not focusing on doing anything but doing what that virus is supposed to do, whether it's cancer, whether it's the common cold. But it is all on one page. But we get here, we're over here, we're over there, we're over there. We don't see China. We don't see none of those different things. Let them keep going.
Last year, Beijing hosted the first ever World Humanoid Robot Games, with robots in all shapes and sizes competing in events ranging from soccer to sorting luggage. These days, it's about accelerating embodied AI to build robot brains that can both think and interact with humans. With China's aging population and declining birth rate, robots and humanoids will change the future of work and daily life here, leaving the trundling robocops on duty in Wuhu to be only a preview of what's to come.
And you know what's so crazy about this? When you talk about the Antichrist, it has there's two. You've got the religious Antichrist, you know. Then you've got the globalist Antichrist. Then you've got like the beast. When you talk about the beast, when you talk about the story of the Antichrist in Revelation, very interesting that this beast forced people to take the mark and gives so many it reminds me so much of AI in a body. When I read it, I said, this sounds like AI in a body. That's why we have to. That's why. If that alone doesn't wake you up, I don't know what else will, man. I don't know what else. I don't know what else will. Whatever. It is what it is. Just a guy on the internet. You just talk about stuff. Hey, man, if you haven't done it, like, subscribe, follow. I appreciate everybody that swing through. I am making the attempt, and this is going to happen. We're going to do this every day. But what's crazy, I'm not gonna try to go 2 hours. Yeah, I don't care. I might go 2 hours. Dude, I just like talking about this type of stuff because if nobody talks about it, nobody's gonna know, man. And a lot of people don't really get it. We see a lot of the propaganda that's out there. We see all of that they're doing, and it's easy to turn around and look at Trump and get so dazed by, polarized by everything going on with Amazon and all this stuff. I'm just here to tell you, please. Take the time and get your bread right. Take the time, learn these new skills, and advance right now. I'm telling you. Because you're going to have a bunch of people that are going to be left behind. It's already starting. And the more and more AI advances, we're going to be further behind. They're not stopping. I'm always going to draw attention to the bag. I'm always going to draw. If you're going to do it for real estate, use it for real estate. Use it for workflows, all of that. Use it for your content with real estate. Use it, just use it and use it so you can identify and not be manipulated by it when you see false content that comes by your stream. Because we're going to see more and more of that false content roll out. We're going to see more people creating things that look like it's real, but it's really AI. And our minds won't be sharpened enough to actually see it. People's minds won't be sharpened enough to actually see it. Man, God bless y'all. If you watching, please like, subscribe, drop a comment. If you think your boy's off the chain and he's wild, let me know. But I can say one thing, God blessed me, man, to be able to sit here and talk to you for 2 hours. And I'm going to do it 5 days out the week. Talk to you for 2 hours. And I'm going to show you everything I can when it comes to making a bag. But I'm always going to tell you, man, culture is more important than anything else. Our culture does so much to us as Black people. We really don't even see it. It shapes how that first dollar is spent when it comes into our hand. And it also shapes the level of tension and anxiety that we have all the time, whether it's paying a bill, going to work, things we got to do, things we don't really want to do, but we got all these different things. And up until this point, I've just been a dude making the money in real estate. I've just been flipping. I've been wholesale. I've been doing those different things. I don't feel like doing real estate no more. In doing real estate, I've learned and seen so much greed so much manipulation, people that just jump into things out of stupidity. And when I sit back and look at it down to the root, what makes some people get into this business and some are successful? Some other people get into the business. They have success, but a little bit, but they really fizzle out. And I've said it and I say it again, it's mindset, and the mindset is shaped by the culture. There was a point in time, everybody, I think in 2000, going back to 2018, all I could see was, I'm getting in real estate, real estate. Now, agents are jumping. They running. The ones that are staying are buckling down. They try to figure it out. There's going to be massive opportunity with the largest wealth transfer that takes place in hard assets coming from the baby boomers going to millennials. It's already started. I just want to be in a different place to get the bread. I don't mind doing the flips. I don't mind doing a wholesale deal every now and then. When the bank is right, we'll do it. All right. But the reality of it is, I would talk from 1 to 1, and the people I would tell it to wouldn't even pay attention, and I'll just go do it. That's me. I only tell it and I go do it. I don't need anybody to tell me I do shit. I will learn it. My secret power is I can literally watch 15-minute videos on a lot of things. Not everything. Some things I need a good 30-minute video. Multiple 15 minutes or one, and over and over, and I got it. Boom. And I can go do it. I believe there's people out there that, guys, you don't need a 4-year degree to make bank right now. And if anything, the mindset that you need a 4-year degree to make bank is the most crippling thing that's out there. It's total dependence on this 4-year degree, and you're going to get out there, get it, and find out that when you get out and you work, they still going to want you to have experience. Not just experience. Half the shit that you're not going to want to spend $50,000 to make $50,000 a year. You're not. You're not even going to want to spend $25,000 to make $50,000 because it's the sheer sign of debt. We're right now on the ledge of a transition from where that 4-year degree would make you bank to you just simply becoming an HVAC, plumber, electrician, building a team, having a couple people you hire. Next thing you know, you're a millionaire. I've seen it. Like, I've had guys work on projects and I'm like, dude, where are you coming with? We start to talking. I got a business in California. My son's doing it. He's making $1 million. Yeah. Like, subscribe, follow for more content. I see you guys. Shoot. God loves you, man.
Janice,
remember he loves you.
NBC News.
Remember God loves you, man, and remember who you are, because honestly, I believe right now everything is designed to strip you away from who you are. That's all is meant. Whether you're a servant or your servitude to these false images and these fake ass people out here that try to sell y'all shit. And there's nothing wrong with selling. I'm a sales guy. I love selling. It's not that. It's that what they're trying to give you or sell you on, you don't need it. You don't. You don't. I see you guys on the next video. I'm back tomorrow, baby.